Looky here, it's the Pat and JT podcast.
Pat and JT podcast.
Just in time for Halloween. It's a sexy Mr. Rogers costume.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. That's weird.
Yeah.
We don't need any more sexy
It's called The
costumes.
Nicest Neighbor. It costs $59.99 with a V-neck sweater. High-waisted booty shorts.
What?
Mr. Rogers is rolling in his grave.
That is so weird.
Oh my God.
Why?
Honestly, with Halloween just not that far away, and I know we just kind of jumped into this.
It's okay.
Because we do have some special stuff coming up for Halloween, and it's not going to be maybe our typical fare like we've done in years past, but just kind of sprinkled throughout the month. One of them is going to be Psychic Yandy coming in with his psychic dads.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
That's going to be a lot of fun. If he's on, they're on Facebook and they post pretty regular,
quite a bit.
And
yeah.
I think they've got their own podcast too that's up and running. Yeah, they do, and you can follow along with that, and it's just kind of funny. And then him talking about, of course, his daughter's psychic abilities as well. That we come across the top selling right now. This one's the most shocking right now. It's The Nicest Neighbor. Last year it was the Handmaid's Tale look.
Oh, got it. Is the T-Rex still on the list? The inflatable T-Rex? Because that's still hilarious.
I'm with you.
It's so funny.
I don't understand what it is about Halloween that brings out all the sexy costumes.
Yeah, I know.
That does not say Halloween.
But if you're right, if you want, that's just your excuse that if you can just fly your whore flag. That's what it is.
Guys do the same thing too, because
Yes.
they'll dress up in togas and not wear hardly anything, or whatever they can do to get away with being shocking.
A D-bag. Yes, it's your one night to just fly that D-bag card, and you are because what are you going as? Thor.
Right.
Okay, idiot. There's never maybe there's a couple fat dudes and old guys like me going as Thor because that'd be funny on the other side.
Kind of like Fred Flintstone.
Yeah. Right. Pretty much.
You think it's Thor.
Right. It's not Thor. He's just sore.
The site too, it's called Yandy. That's one that posted the Handmaid's Tale last year. And that got removed from the site because people were in an uproar. No uproar yet over
Nothing.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Woo.
I don't even know why they would I would never think of having a sexy woman's costume and like with Mr. Rogers, the V-neck. I just would never cross my mind ever.
The other ones like, the nurses, the witches, I kind of get. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
Witches. Yeah. But still, it's like nobody wants to be, when you're dressing, Halloween is supposed to be scary, but
Not slutty.
No.
And that's on both sides, not just girls.
and costumes
Boys.
turn,
Yes.
now it's just, I don't know. But anyway, whatever. We'll see what ends up being the number one seller.
The T-Rex costume gets me. It still does. It's just hilarious. I know we've talked about it
T-Rexes
before.
are hilarious.
It's just
and
funny.
they've gotten a lot of coverage this year too because of they're having the races
It's
at
funny.
the ballparks or at the racetrack.
Yeah.
When they all hit the gate. That was
It's
awesome.
hilarious.
Watching them run,
all the
watching them fall
T-Rexes.
down.
Seriously, it's so funny. I don't care. It gets me every single time. Yeah, it's just every single time. I love it.
Are you planning any Halloween parties as a couple?
No, hiding in the basement. Well, yeah. And actually, I don't because last year I don't think we
you
did it
guys
at
do
Beth's
anything?
house. No, we really didn't. No, so we're in a different neighborhood now, and there are a lot more kids. So maybe we will. It just depends on how soon we
Or
start drinking.
Maybe we won't.
Or maybe we won't. Just kind of depends.
I'm just taking the light bulb out of the porch light. I don't
Probably a good. And now with Ring Doorbell, you can actually see how many kids want to come to your door, but you're like, bah, and I don't want to be bah humbug. I'm just over it right now.
Well, because it got to the point, and I know we go through this every stinking year, but it gets to the point where you have kids that are too old that decide they're going to go out and go trick or treat, and they might put on a Jason mask, and that's it.
Jason mask and Abercrombie shorts. Like that's not a costume. That's not a costume.
Yeah, and basically they show up and they thug you, trick or treat.
Yeah.
No, you're too old. Your
Yeah.
voice has already changed. No.
Your gold chain's hanging up on your Adam's apple, dude.
So we're not
You're
going to go down that
so
road.
old.
Oh my God. Otherwise, let's see here what else is going on in the world.
IRL, this morning it was raining so hard. It was, and this would have been Thursday morning. Was it Wednesday or Thursday today?
Today's Thursday as we
Okay,
speak.
as we speak, Thursday.
The storm that rolled through was just amazing. I mean,
It was a surprise. It was insane. And Bennett, who drives to school all the time, called me and asked me to take him. And you know it's bad out when you aren't embarrassed of your father one day to have him drop you off at high school.
well, when it's life or death.
That's right. That's right.
No, I get you too. That drive in, I'm sure a lot of other people the same thing. When I hit the road, it was probably about a little before 7 as I went out to go take Jack to doggy daycare. Which was just a scream. By the time I got there, aside from the puddles and everything else that was going on and the drivers, oh my God. And I wasn't even in heavy traffic because I'm always going the opposite direction. But when I got to doggy daycare, it was like a flurry of people jump and run. And when the dog, vroom, and everybody's running inside to get inside. And I had a few people like me, I did have an umbrella. Of course, it didn't help Jack, but
Jack probably didn't care.
He didn't care.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was just coming
awful.
down. Oh my gosh,
Absolutely awful.
And the roads were bad. A lot of hydroplaning. It was a lot of water was pooled up because it just couldn't get down the drain fast enough.
And I wouldn't have known that if I didn't get that alert on my phone as I'm listening to a podcast very loud this morning on the way back from the gym, or it was a little bit later than that.
I know
And
exactly where I was when it hit.
I was right by the water tower on 144th and Q, heading south, and it just the flash flood warning. Thank you, whoever. It's in like
everybody gets it.
It's a great thing, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's like, can they can geotrack everything, geofence things. If they know that I'm on a really super high hill, can they not like jam that down my phone? They know where I am.
It's one size fits all. One size fits all. That's what it is.
Oh,
but
man,
yeah, it
so
hit mine.
loud.
And then the screen lit up. My car's about 3 years old. And the screen lit up. And it's got the warning on it. You have to hit OK to acknowledge that you saw it. And then there's a map, and it shows you exactly where the flooding's going. I'm like, this is not distracting at all.
Right.
I can't even see the road in front of me. The screen is flashing.
As you go wheels up in a median. Well, thanks for the flash flood warning, but now I'm upside down.
I'm in it. So that's good. But yeah, it was something else. But I haven't had a good old thunderstorm like that for a long time.
There should be, okay, like a little, like a ding or something.
To warn you it's coming?
If you had headphones on
remember,
and you're listening to music really loud and that hits, that's going to hurt your ears. That's going to really affect you.
Exactly. Like the EAS warnings.
Yes.
Emergency alert. Let's see what they call them. EAS. Emergency alert system. It used to be emergency broadcast. EBS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just that god awful.
Sounds like a loud fax machine, right?
It's like we've been doing the same one since the 50s.
And they at least had a voice ahead of it that said, this is a test, blah, blah, blah.
Didn't they do it first? They do
No, they said that this is
that's right.
a voice, and then they would announce what it is so people wouldn't freak out and start shooting themselves.
I have conveniently blocked that.
You can?
I don't even remember.
I'm like, you can block that?
I don't even remember what it sounds like anymore. But yeah, it did. It would warn you it's coming, and then they'd run those sounds.
So just warn us. Just, let us know.
Just a little bit, please. So Simon Cowell, did you see he's wishing he could work with old Kelly Clarkson again?
On her show?
I wonder if he doesn't show up on her show.
I'm sure at some point.
I think he's certainly been on it. Yes, he has. That's why this is hitting out right now and I've only watched a couple episodes of her show.
She's good. I mean, she'd do whatever. She's funny.
Absolutely. She is just like, when you say authentic, and that word gets said way too often lately, but she's it.
Yeah, she is really good.
All right, let's see what else is going on in the world. I was going to say too, I just recently I was looking for somebody to do a couple little jobs at the house. One was like exterior painting. It wasn't a big job, but I don't have all the tools for it. So
what's that app? There's an app called
well, no, there's a local type deal like Handyman for West Omaha.
Oh.
So no, I didn't go to Tackle.
That is what I'm trying to I thought it was called Figure Out or something. I was like, what is it?
I didn't go to Tackle. I've looked at Tackle though.
Yeah.
And it does probably do exactly the same thing, but they're really cool. They're really nice. They check back in and make sure, they had the person come out, give you the estimate or a bid on it and make sure everything was good, and then let you know how to let them know if you want that person to do it or not. And they send you a picture of who's coming, so you know who's going to be at the door to take a look at whatever project you've got coming up. I thought it was kind of neat. So just wanted to throw that out there.
A little local love.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what I'm all about.
You don't know what it's called?
Handyman.
Oh, Handyman. Okay. That's like
it's
very.
Not Tackle.
I was just gonna say it's very. It's what it is.
It's not tackle.
It's not
at all.
tackle.
And if you get a chance, see, was it on, where was it at? On Facebook? Did you see my dog and cat video?
Which one?
It's a dog and cat.
I don't
It's
think I
on a
did.
couch. Oh my God. Where the dog was licking the cat. He's
I
like
don't-
cleaning the cat up. It's a big old, he looks like kind of maybe a pit bull mix.
Okay.
He's a big old dog, but just still loving on the cat, and the cat's just loving it, and he's cleaning the cat up. Next thing you know, the entire head of the cat is in his mouth. And you hear somebody go, don't eat him.
That's funny.
It's like he just forgot and he was cleaning him and then just like, I'm just going to eat him. And that one, I had 2 gold. I struck gold twice. And the other one was a cat laying in a basket.
That's funny.
And he's laying in a basket on his back, kind of like a person sitting up almost, but kind of like a hammock. And then he's got somebody's phone is in his lap and he's watching. I couldn't tell if it was birds or what it was, but some kind of a cat video was on there, or birds or something. He was just staring at it. And you see a hand come in to try and take it away from him. No.
So
the addiction is real.
Yeah, it is.
The addiction is real. But the bonus was the cat had a shirt on.
That's the best. Like, you don't even really realize that at first, and then after you notice the cat has a shirt on, then you don't even. I can't remember what was on the screen.
I don't
He has a
remember.
shirt.
I'm like, he's got a button-down shirt on. Like somebody took it off Howdy Doody doll and put it on the cat. I don't know, but the cat looks happy. He looked absolutely fine.
Oh yeah, he's chilling watching TV.
Yeah, just sitting back kicking it. That's all. So that's about all I've gotten done this week.
Yeah, it's been one of those. It's just been one of those weeks where it's just there's been. You have those weeks where you put your head down, you look up, and it's Thursday,
I know.
and it's like I can't believe that the week's already done, and there's so much stuff left to do. There's so much stuff that we've already done.
It's crazy. And on top of it, you think about it wasn't that long ago that you were sitting here praying for Husker season to get here.
Yeah.
Big Ten season's about actually the Big Ten conference play is about ready to kick off for the Huskers.
Yeah,
And it's going to be over in a flash.
it's rolling.
And we're going to be back in the dregs of January before you know it.
I know. And this whole summer went so fast. Beth and I were talking about this a couple weeks ago. Last summer, every other weekend or whatever, we'd spend a couple days outside by the pool, just chilling. And this past summer, I didn't get tan. I got tan one time. It's the only time we ever laid by the pool. It was so just nothing. It was so busy. And when you do have a day or so that you don't have a ton going on, the last thing you have so much stuff to do at home.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. I'm definitely vitamin D deprived this year, without a doubt, and hopefully we'll be able to change that. But
And
I've
been sitting down more than I ever have, like because normally we
that's
up
true.
moving around, and my ass is flat.
we need to get you a stand-up station.
I have to. I need something. Because everyone's all just stand up and stretch.
Right.
Oh, but I feel like. I'm 45 anyway, so I know my onion's not like it used to be, but I feel like I'm like, what?
It's not fair, is it?
I got glass pants on. It's like I flat.
Just not.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Paint a picture. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so not a lot happened, but on the other side, that's a good thing because things have been really hopping with Parkville Media.
Yeah.
And had some really cool people coming in and getting their podcasts rolling, and got some new ones that are launching soon. And super excited. And so just going to throw it out there. I mean, if you've ever thought about it, we've had people come in that just said, I've always wanted to do a podcast and this is my idea. Go with it.
Yeah.
Go with
you're right.
it. I mean, seriously, you're not going to be the only one. You're going to be surprised by the fact that, yes, you're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
There are thousands upon thousands of podcasts out there for one reason. Everybody has a great idea.
Right.
And there are just so many good ones. I just started Man in the Window.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I'm halfway through the second episode. It's very creepy.
I love it.
Yes.
I love how how this first episode, I listened to the opening 4 minutes, the introduction, which absolutely grabbed me, and I'm in the first episode right now.
There's a spot in there where I think they could have left out, but they get kind of descriptively graphic about something that happens to an animal.
Oh yeah,
and I don't like it.
It
I don't like it. It doesn't play into the story. Like you don't need it in there, and I just can't. That's the one thing. I know a lot of people got murdered. It's a really bad situation, but all I can focus on is that poor dog.
Well, I know
it's sad,
and it's but it does feed into the. It really does.
I know.
You need that because
just say and the dog died.
Well,
you don't have to tell us all the other stuff.
You needed to know.
How about the guy also killed the dog? That's it. If somebody says, "Hey, he killed my dog," I instantly know the guy's a psychopath. You don't have to go and tell me
know.
all the other stuff.
I know.
It was tough. There's an episode, and I actually sent this since Bennett was in my car today and captive for 14 minutes on the way to school. Talked his ear off. He loves Dog the Bounty Hunter. I love Dog the Bounty Hunter. And, with everything
freaking out
that
a little bit.
Well, no, kind of. We talked about that a little bit, but Dog recorded before he had his heart attack. Hit episode of.
If
Dax.
you didn't know, Dog the Bounty Hunter just recently had an episode.
Yeah, heart episode, or it was. They didn't say attack. It was something like that.
At first there were speculations, but yes, it's related because of all the stress, I'm sure, of losing Beth and everything else that's going on. So anyway.
Well, and I'll share this specific episode of Dax's podcast. It's cussy, but that's okay. It's about an hour and a half long, and Dog tells his story. I mean, him and Dax are friends. He breaks down about Beth, talks about her last days, but talks about how he became Dog, hunting that fugitive in Mexico. It was fascinating, and he is such a spiritual person.
Yes.
And he's such an inspirational, nice
You can
man.
see he's lived hard, and the story is told in his face, no doubt. But he turned his life around. And
he did.
He made some bad choices early on, and then has turned things around. And he's just a good person.
He is, and this episode is great, and it's.
And that's our Dax.
No, Dax Shepard.
Okay,
yeah,
guess say
Dax
which
Shepard.
Okay,
yeah,
Dax
you're right. I forgot we have a few
Dax
Daxes.
too.
So
our Dax knows some famous people too. So
that's right. Not like Dog, but yeah, close. So yeah, I'm going to share that specific episode of Dax's podcast so you guys can listen to it, or
if you like Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
And so I wonder what they're going to do. I wonder if they're going to continue on. Or,
They are. They're rolling. That's what he said.
Keeping going, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what was great,
Awesome.
a quick little story about that. The very first episode of Dog the Bounty Hunter OG, the first ever show. Him and Beth, because they've always been the way they are. He's always been that way, where arrest a fugitive, get him in the back seat. Are you hungry? You want to smoke? Blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to him. So with the first episode, when they were filming it for the pilot, he told the crew to stop recording. He's like, okay, that's because he wanted to have the... to be
some private
bad
time.
dude. No, he wanted to be looking badass, right?
Oh, he didn't want to look like
no, because he thought, he goes, that would ruin my reputation. I want to be these guys to be scared of me. I don't want them to to think that I'm soft. So he told the crew to stop recording. He goes, now I know that when that little red light's on, they're still recording, and they were still recording. So he didn't know that at the time. They went to New York for the premiere of the pilot.
Yeah.
And they saw this stuff, like going into commercials, coming out of commercials, and him asking this person in the back seat, hungry, cigarette, and talk to him about God. And he looked over at Beth, and he's like, oh, we're screwed. Our career's done. It's over. But at the end of the episode, standing ovation. Yeah. And that was what made Dog.
That's what set him apart from everybody else, because all the other ones are that guy. Mm-hmm. He never was that guy.
Yep.
He's always been the one that wanted to give the guy an opportunity to speak, but you got to pay your dues. There's no sense in trying to get out of it, but that doesn't mean you can't have a civil conversation.
Yep.
And try to help him and turn. That's why so many of them stayed in touch with him.
They do. Yeah.
So many of the ex-criminals or the criminal sort
saved their life. And so this is great. This is a great conversation with him. That's what's great about podcasting, is you can get into these things. You would never hear that on Entertainment Tonight or something like that in an interview. So
you just wouldn't.
Yeah. They can take as much time as they want and really just talk. It's great.
Speaking of just talking, we need to get Nick Baugh back in here, because he did his juice cleanse, and we haven't had the results episode yet.
Yeah. That's right.
Talk about that.
Yeah.
Had the juice cleanse about 10 episodes ago. We were talking about him doing that, and he thought he was going to be hangry. Didn't know if he could make it through the week. I can report he did make it through the week.
Yeah, he's fine.
But we do need to have him come back in, because some people were wondering about that.
Yeah.
And then curious about it as well, how to get into one of those.
Yeah.
Kind of a cool deal.
So we'll do that.
Yep. All right.
Want to thank Kugler Vision for sponsoring our
Absolutely.
podcast. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Supporting us.
And boy, I'll tell you what, there's never been a better time. It's always a good time, but I can't think of a better time, really, if you thought about ditching the glasses and ditching the contacts. Kugler Vision is offering an appreciation gift, if you will, a thank you for you, because you're listening right now to this podcast. What they're going to do is you come in and get your consultation once they decide the options that are available and decide which one's going to be the best one for you, and you help in that decision as well. They'll lay everything out for you, and you can decide which direction you want to go. They're offering $500 off of the procedure. So this is a great opportunity. even more of a reason to go in. If just finding out where you are with your site isn't enough of a reason, maybe you need a little financial incentive. This would be it.
Yeah.
So you go in, get online first. It's kuglervision.com. You can read all about them. It's super user-friendly. And schedule that consultation. You get to decide the date and the time.
And all you have to do is remember Patent JT 2019. Patent JT 2019 is your promo code to get that $500 off the procedure.
Kuglervision.com.
We appreciate you guys listening to our podcast. Subscribe, rate, review, and let everybody know. Still getting text messages from people that are just finding out that we're doing a podcast.
I know.
Yeah, and we're at episode 214-ish.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so thanks for listening.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Parkville Media Production.